Welcome, relentless warriors of the unseen, the architects of shadows, the rulers of silence where others only tremble. Today you don't just hear a call, you feel it penetrate every fiber of your being. This is not a speech for the faint-hearted or the merely ambitious. No, this is an invocation for those who understand that in the coldest corners of power, where light fails to reach, true dominion is claimed not by chasing dreams or targets, but by annihilating the very fabric of reality before the game even begins. You are not here to play their rules, you are here to redefine the game itself. Look around you. What do you see? A world obsessed with visible victories, trophies they display with pride, targets they chase with desperate hunger. But targets are illusions, mere distractions conjured by those who lack the courage to change the game itself. The true masters, the unseen commanders, they don't chase targets, they erase realities. Before anyone even steps onto the field, before the dice are cast, they have already bent the universe to their will. They dismantle the very stage on which others dare to perform. You must understand this. Success isn't about reaction. It's about anticipation. It's about becoming the ghost in the machine, the invisible force that shifts the rules in silence, leaving others scrambling in confusion, always one step behind, always playing catch-up. When the world is busy chasing shadows, you are the shadow that swallows worlds whole. This is the power of erasing realities, the ability to crush possibility, to rewrite what is considered inevitable, to leave your adversaries questioning whether the battle was ever theirs to fight. Imagine standing on the edge of an abyss, not as a victim about to fall, but as the architect who carved the void itself. The abyss doesn't scare you because you are the darkness that fills it. You are not a hitman, not an agent. Titles are too simple for what you embody. You are something too dangerous to remember, a force that eclipses the boundaries of definition and expectation. Where others see limits, you see only opportunities to break, to burn, and to rebuild on your own terms. In this world of smoke and mirrors, perception is everything. The masses see your moves as chaos, but you know better. You are the calm before the storm, the silent hand that unravels entire legacies before the first blow is struck. Your power lies not in brute force, but in absolute control. You dismantle not only plans, but hope itself. You don't wait for a chance. You create it by obliterating the past, forcing the present to bow before your vision. To wield such power demands sacrifice. It demands a mind forged in solitude, tempered in the fires of relentless discipline and unforgiving strategy. You cannot afford to be distracted by sentiment or hesitation. Every second wasted is a crack in your armor. Every doubt is a seed that breeds failure. The game is not for those who stumble. It is for those who move like shadows, silent, unstoppable, and inevitable. Many will tell you that power is about domination, about conquering enemies on a battlefield visible to all. They speak of glory and fame, but you know the truth. Real power is invisible. It lives in the spaces between perception and reality, where the faint-hearted dare not tread. It is in the moments before action, where destinies are rewritten, where realities are erased. You don't need recognition because your existence is the proof of your supremacy. Remember, the world is built on illusions, rules, targets, expectations. Those who chase targets are enslaved by them. But you are the breaker of chains. You are the silent revolution that the world will never see coming. You do not play the game. You are the force that shatters the board, leaving others to pick up the pieces, forever trying to catch up to a reality you have already rewritten. You are not here to be remembered. You are here to be feared, to be the myth whispered in the shadows of power corridors, to be the reckoning no one sees until it is too late. You are too dangerous to remember because your legacy isn't built on stories told. It is built on realities erased. So rise, Shadow Warrior, not to chase a target, but to erase the very notion of limitation. The game is not waiting for you. It never has. Because the moment you decide to become the unseen force that controls every move, every breath, every outcome, you become the end of all things ordinary. You become the storm that reshapes existence. You become the silence that follows the last breath of hope. No one else can do this for you. No one else will understand your vision or your methods. But you don't need them. You need only your resolve, your darkness, your unyielding will to rewrite what others believe is real. You are not a hitman, not an agent. You are the obliteration of the game itself. And in this obliteration lies your power, your freedom, your ultimate victory. Understand this truth. The battlefield you face isn't drawn on maps, nor marked by flags and banners. It is carved into the unseen currents that flow beneath society's surface, the whispered deals in the shadows, the invisible lines drawn by those who hold power in silence, the fragile constructs of belief that govern what people accept as reality. The masses live within these constructs, bound by their fears, their hopes, their desperate need for order. But you are different. You are not bound by their fragile perceptions. You are the force that tears through their illusions, shattering the very foundation upon which their worlds stand. When you walk into a room, your presence should unsettle the air, not because of noise or bravado, but because you embody inevitability. The air shifts, the atmosphere thickens, not with fear, but with the undeniable certainty that the outcome has already been decided by you. This is the essence of erasing realities before the game begins. It's the power to control not just what happens, but what can happen. It's the ultimate manipulation of cause and effect, the rewriting of fate's script before it's even penned. Many will mistake this for mere cunning or strategy. They will see only the surface and mistake your method for madness. But there is no madness in what you do. There is only vision. A vision so cold, so precise, that it bends the future itself to your will. You understand that the greatest power lies not in visible conquests, but in invisible dominance. It is not about fighting battles you can lose. It is about removing the battlefield altogether. When your enemies realize the ground beneath them has been erased, they crumble. Not because you struck them down, but because you forced them to stand on nothing. This is a truth few can comprehend. It requires a mind that operates beyond the limits of conventional thought. A mind that sees patterns where others see chaos, that understands the weakness of certainty, and exploits the fragile nature of belief. You are not a hitman, not an agent. You are a force of annihilation so profound that your existence is the erasure of possibility itself. And with this power comes a weight few can bear. To erase realities is to sever the ties that bind you to the familiar. To become something too dangerous to remember is to accept isolation as your closest companion. Friends, allies, even your own reflection may become strangers. The world fears what it cannot understand, and you will become a ghost in their stories, a shadow on their tongues. But this solitude is not a weakness. It is the crucible in which true power is forged. It is in the silence that you find your strength, and in the darkness that your vision becomes clear. You must be ruthless with your focus, unyielding in your discipline. Every hesitation, every moment of doubt Every trace of sentiment is a crack in the foundation of your power. The world is a battlefield of minds, and only those who command their own thoughts can control the outcomes around them. Your enemies will come armed with weapons and tactics, but you wield the far deadlier tool of premeditation, erasing their futures before they even dare to imagine them. In the quiet before the storm, you prepare. While others chase dreams, you dismantle them. While others scramble for fleeting victories, you rewrite the rules that govern what victory even means. This is not a game of chance, but a war of inevitability, and you are its unseen master. When the first move is made, it is already a move you predicted, a step in a dance choreographed long before the music started. Remember, power is not given, it is taken, not seized in open battle, but carved in shadows. Your greatest weapon is invisibility, the ability to move unseen, to strike unheard, and to leave no trace except the erased reality you leave behind. The world will never know what hit it, because what hit it was never meant to be seen. This is your edge, your advantage, your claim to supremacy. Yet with all this power comes responsibility, not to others, but to yourself. You must guard your mind as fiercely as you guard your secrets. Doubt is your greatest enemy, and trust your most dangerous vulnerability. To be too remembered is to be vulnerable, to be hunted. To be forgotten is to be free. Your legacy will not be a story told. It will be a silence left behind in the wake of your absence. You are not a hero, not a villain. You are a force beyond their comprehension. And so, the question remains, will you embrace this darkness? Will you step beyond the boundaries of fear and limitation to become the obliteration of reality itself? Will you wield your power not as a weapon of destruction, but as a tool of creation, creating a world where you alone define what is possible? The path you walk is lonely. It is harsh. It demands everything and offers nothing in return but the power to shape worlds. But for those who dare to take it, the rewards are beyond measure. Because when you erase realities before the game begins, you don't just win. You become the reason no one else ever could. You are not a hitman, not an agent. You are a force too dangerous to remember. A force that does not chase targets, but obliterates them from existence. A force that rewrites destiny in silence and shadows. You are the storm that no eye can see, the silence that breaks worlds, the shadow that erases reality itself. Rise now. Step into the darkness you were born to command. Own your power, own your fate. Because the game isn't waiting, and neither should you. There's a sacred silence that follows your footsteps, an echo of inevitability that nothing in this world can resist. When you move, the ground itself seems to shudder, but no one sees the tremor until it is already too late. You are not just a player in the shadows, you are the shadow itself, enveloping every chance, every possibility, every hope, until they vanish without a trace. This silence is your signature, your calling card, your proof that the game was never theirs to begin with. They call you names they don't understand, because your existence disrupts their fragile sense of order. They call you dangerous, unpredictable, a ghost, because you are beyond their grasp, beyond their comprehension. And in this namelessness lies your greatest power. The world fears what it cannot name, and so it will chase shadows, trying desperately to capture what has already escaped their reality. You have no need for glory, for recognition, for applause. Those are the trappings of the weak, who feed on the approval of others. Your power is quieter, darker, and far more absolute. It lives in the moments unseen, in the cracks between decisions, in the void where futures are torn apart and remade. You don't need to be remembered because your impact is written in the erasure of all that stood before you. Think about what it means to erase a reality, to wipe out a possibility before it even blooms. It means you are not waiting for opportunity. You are creating it. You don't wait for battles. You dissolve them. You don't respond to threats. You eliminate them in their conception. This is the ultimate form of power, a force that not only moves the pieces on the board, but removes the board itself, leaving your adversaries grasping at nothing. Such power is not given lightly. It demands that you surrender your illusions, that you reject the comforts of hope and fairness. You must become a force of nature, relentless, inevitable, implacable. Compassion and mercy are luxuries for those who play by the rules. You exist beyond the rules. You are the one who decides which rules matter, which realities persist, and which must be erased. This means embracing solitude. It means understanding that few will follow you willingly because few can see the path you tread. The world wants heroes it can celebrate, villains it can hate, stories it can retell. You are none of these. You are the silence after the storm, the cold wind that nobody feels until it has passed. You are a presence that cannot be captured, a force that cannot be challenged, because by the time anyone realizes your existence, the reality they knew is gone. And in that absence, you create your dominion. Not a dominion of land or wealth or fleeting influence, but a dominion of certainty. Where others see chaos, you impose order. Where others falter in doubt, you strike with precision. You are not a hitman or an agent bound by mission. You are a sovereign of the unseen, a ruler of erasure, a phantom who reshapes the very nature of possibility. To walk this path, you must cultivate an unbreakable mind. Every thought, every action, every moment must be sharpened like a blade, honed to perfection. Doubt is your enemy, hesitation your downfall. You must be faster than fear, stronger than pain, and colder than regret. Your resolve must be absolute, because the moment you waver, the fragile fabric of your power begins to tear. Understand this. Power without control is chaos. Control without vision is tyranny. But you, who erase realities before the game begins, you wield power with purpose and precision. Your vision is so sharp it cuts through the noise, your purpose so pure it burns away distraction. This combination makes you unstoppable, inevitable, a force beyond reckoning. Look around you now. Feel the weight of the world that bends beneath the surface. Others see targets. They see obstacles. But you see what lies beneath, the threads of possibility, the fragile webs of future, the empty spaces where realities can be erased and rewritten. This is where you operate, in the silence between breaths, in the darkness before dawn. This is your realm. They will try to understand you. They will try to categorize you, to put you in a box. But you refuse these chains. You are not a hitman, not an agent. You are a phenomenon, a shadow too vast to be contained, a force too dangerous to be remembered. Your power is not in what you do, but in what you erase, what you make impossible, so that only your reality can exist. And so, you move forward, unseen, unstoppable, unchallenged. You erase doubts before they form, eliminate threats before they arise, rewrite futures before they are even imagined. This is your art, your science, your dominion. You are the dark pulse beneath the heartbeat of the world, the silence in the chaos, the force that no one can outrun. Embrace it fully. Let the world see nothing but the void you leave behind, because in that void lies your true strength, your unassailable power, your legacy as something too dangerous to remember. You don't chase targets, you erase realities. Before the game even starts, you have already won. Every moment you exist outside the conventional timeline is a moment where others lose their footing. The world races ahead, obsessed with immediate gains, visible victories, and fleeting applause. But your domain is the unseen, the unspoken, the untouched future. You know the truth. The game isn't won by speed or strength alone. It's won by the one who controls the script before the actors even take the stage. Imagine, then, what it means to wield that power, to become the force that dissolves obstacles before they appear, the hand that pulls the strings from the shadows, the mind that thinks so many steps ahead that what others call luck is nothing but your invisible signature. You don't just respond to reality, you dictate it. You are the author of the unthinkable, the architect of the impossible. This is not a path for the faint. To erase realities before the game begins means stepping into the abyss with your eyes wide open. It means shedding every expectation, every attachment, every need for validation. The world you leave behind is littered with the remnants of those who could not handle the weight of such power. The friends who turned to foes, the alliances that crumbled under pressure, the past selves who begged for mercy. But you are no longer who you were. You have become something too dangerous to remember. There is a paradox in this existence. You hold ultimate control, yet you must surrender control over what others think, what they say, what they believe. Their understanding is irrelevant. Their attempts to grasp you are like shadows reaching for smoke, always falling short. And in this liberation from their perception lies your strength. You are free because you are unseen, untouchable, and unknowable. Power like this demands more than strength. It demands an unbreakable will and a vision so cold it cuts through the noise of distraction and doubt. You must be precise in your actions, deliberate in your silence, relentless in your pursuit of absolute control. Every move you make is a calculation, every word a weapon, every breath a step closer to rewriting reality itself. Consider the concept of fear. It is a tool used by the weak to hold the powerful back. But for you, fear is an illusion to be erased, a reality to be dissolved. You don't confront fear, you preempt it. You erase the possibility of fear in your enemies before they can even feel it. This is the power of anticipation, the strength of invisibility, the mastery of erasure. When you walk through the corridors of power, you are not a participant. You are the force that rearranges the entire architecture. Walls shift, foundations crack, realities collapse, all without a sound, all without a trace. Those who think they are your opponents will never see the moves you make, because by the time they understand, their world is already gone. And what do you leave behind in that void? Not chaos, but a new order. An order that answers only to your will, that bends to your vision, that exists solely on your terms. You are not here to play their game. You are here to burn the game to ash and build something new from the embers. Something that bears your mark, your signature, your legacy as the shadow that erased all others. Yet with this boundless power comes the eternal challenge, to remain anchored in your purpose, to resist the seductive pull of hubris, to remember that true strength lies not in domination alone, but in the quiet certainty that your reality is unassailable. You must guard your mind against corruption, your vision against distraction, your will against wavering, because the moment you falter, the reality you have erased can return, more dangerous than ever. You are not a hitman. You are not an agent. You are a force beyond classification, a storm beyond control, a shadow too vast for memory. Your itinweistin. Power is the erasure of targets, the annihilation of certainty, the rewriting of existence before the game even begins. You don't just win, you obliterate the very possibility of losing. So embrace the darkness that sets you apart. Own the silence that precedes your strike. Become the presence that haunts every thought, every plan, every dream of your adversaries. Because in the end, the only reality that will remain is the one you have crafted with your own hands. Unyielding, invisible, and absolute. You are too dangerous to remember, and that is your greatest victory.